Oh, good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm just trying to set up for this live. I'm so happy that you're here. Oh, hey, Marcia. Thanks for joining. Cynthia. Hello. Allison. Hi. Hello from Calgary. Oh, I'm so happy you could be here. So I'm going to look and see if all the technical stuff is working out here. Let's see. I'm going to I don't know how to move the chat, so hopefully it will all go okay. Can you guys hear me okay? I couldn't use my normal microphone, so I'm just using my laptop's microphone, and I hope it's loud enough. Maybe I can crank it all the way up. Oh, great. Okay, thank you, Marcia. Oh, and Mr. Weirdo, hello. So thank you so much for joining me for my first live ever. I've been terrified about doing a live just because, I just, I'm a little awkward and a little bit shy, but I thought I created this newsletter and I thought it was a really good opportunity for me to come on here and just kind of talk about this monthly newsletter idea that I have. And I really enjoyed writing it. So what I thought I could do is just kind of go over, what I said in the newsletter. And also, if you are interested in receiving a newsletter, I have on the top of the chat, as well as in the description, a link for you to get on the mailing list for the newsletter, as well as you'll get a free Life Decluttered guide as well. So, that which could help you declutter your home. Anyways, let's see. I'm just going to see. Awesome. Doggy Determination. Hello. Great to see you. So I thought maybe what I could start with is it's from one of my subscribers. She received the Life Decluttered guide and also received the newsletter. And I just want to share this with you because I thought it was really helpful and great for me to hear. She says, Dana, my decluttering has been going so well, in large part thanks to you and your suggestions. I had a Zoom call with her, and I had offered sort of like a free Zoom call for the first, I think it was about 10 people who subscribed to the Life Decluttered guide, and I was able to speak to 2 people, and it was great. It was wonderful for me. So this is Shelley, and so she said she enjoyed the chat a lot, and I did too. And Shelley, if you're there, hello. Thank you so much for letting me read this email on this live. And she says, I'm slowly but surely working through the sentimental items and books. My 2 20-something boys have been popping in to help and are enjoying trips down memory lane. I think that's awesome. That's the best way to do it, is to have help, with your decluttering, and especially hard things like keepsakes. They are both more than happy to pass most things on to other kids, like in Toy Story, one of them said. I think I remember that point in that movie. We have curated some bins of favorites to keep and made space for new adventures in this next chapter. Slow and steady, with lots of long pauses to enjoy other things, has definitely been a method that has helped eliminate regrets and made the process feel more intentional. I don't have a channel on YouTube, so I won't be able to comment in the discussion, but we'll definitely be there enjoying and learning with everybody. And Shelley said, take care. So thank you so much, Shelley. And I kind of told her, I said, I was getting teary-eyed reading this because I can just imagine her sitting with her boys, these two young men, and going through all of their childhood things that, Shelley just lovingly hung on to. And I think Shelley mentioned that her intent was to hang on to all of these toys and especially books because Shelley was a former teacher, and I think even an English teacher, if I remember correctly. And so she thought that she wanted to pass these on to her kids when, they became married and they had children of their own. But then she started to think about it, and she realized that what if when they do become, what if they never get married and have children? One possibility, because not everybody wants to do that. And the other possibility is what happens if they get married and their wives, are not interested in hanging on to these things for their children. So I thought that was really insightful of her. And, rather than her hanging on to all of it, she went through with her sons and curated, the items that they thought that they would really want to, hang on to in the end. So anyways, I just wanted to share that. I thought it was really very, very heartwarming. And let's see, I'm just checking in. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Wow, we have 27 people in the chat. I want to thank you guys for all joining because, this has been a long time coming for me. I've been wanting to do a live, but been too scared, quite frankly, because, I'm nervous and stuff. So anyways, I'm going to awkwardly go through this live and, bear with me. Let's see. Oh, yes. Decluttering. Okay, so demystifying Maria. Forever struggle decluttering because I have lots of ideas to craft and upcycle, but hasn't done much so. So I end up doing nothing. Yeah, I'm a messy person. Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, thank you. Okay, so, I'm going to try to not read too much in the chat yet. Okay, but I can't help it. I want to keep reading. Oh, thank you. DMCYFI. Thank you. Oh, Ontario, Canada. Cheryl, thank you for stopping in. Oh, thank you. Nomadis. Hi, girl. Hey, thank you. Actually, Nomadis, I'm guessing that you're a girl. You could actually be a boy or, I don't know. And I don't need to know. Oh, Japanese minimalism. Yes. Yes. Okay. So I don't know how long this live is going to be, but I know that I put like a little agenda thinking that, we could start this tea chat. And by the way, I do have my tea. It is vanilla peppermint tea. And I actually added a lot of honey and a little pinch of salt just because I have this really bad cold. I'm going to take a sip actually. And I don't know, what are you guys drinking? I would normally, if I wasn't so sick, I would be normally drinking coffee because I do love coffee. I love both. I usually start the morning with green tea, and I usually drink matcha in the morning, first thing. And then I'll move on to coffee, and it's decaf. I'm really trying to, I don't know, I don't do well with caffeinated coffee. It makes me too jittery. So let's see. Yes. So let's see. I do have topics, but the other thing I could do is I could go through your questions, on the live. But maybe I'll just kind of talk a little bit about the newsletter. I talked about why the holidays look different in midlife, because oftentimes we are empty nesters. We have done the big to do with holidays, but now maybe we have, a smaller home. We've downsized, so maybe we don't have the big gatherings at our house. Maybe we go to somebody else's house, or maybe we choose not to even, participate and just have a really quiet holiday time with, just ourselves. And I think that's okay. This year, I actually enjoy cooking. That's something that I really enjoy. But what happened this year was I knew that I wasn't going to have a lot of people over. So I just chose to make a turkey and cut back on all the side dishes. And I used a lot of shortcuts for, the meal. So I went to Trader Joe's and I got the ready-made Trader Joe's gravy. And also they have a package of cornbread stuffing mix. I got the classic canned cranberry sauce, things like that. And I just told myself, don't stress out. Don't brine the turkey a day before. Just, I don't know, just be very kind of low key and casual about it. And my daughter and her husband, they made the mashed potatoes and the rice because, I'm a Japanese, Okinawan American. So we always have rice with almost every meal. I actually grew up, my mom would make spaghetti and she would also have rice too. So anyway, so Thanksgiving turned out perfect. It was great. It was so low key. Um, I spent minimal amount of time cooking, and you know, um, we had an early, sort of like a late lunch, early dinner, and that's all I needed for the day, and I went to bed pretty early. So I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving time, and then we're enjoying this long holiday weekend, which is great. And then let's see. Okay. Yes. So ideas for filling a quieter holiday season with things that nourish you. And I think probably in the chat, I'm drinking herbal tea right now, toffee flavored and goji berries. That sounds awesome. And that's from EKALY 23. Yes, thank you for mentioning that. Oh my God, Simon, thank you for joining. Simon is a good friend of mine. He's a fellow YouTuber, and he has a really great thrifting business as well. And he's all the way over in the UK. Oh, Sunstada, thank you for explaining about one's purpose. I really appreciate it as I'm 59. My name is Dane. Hi, Dane. And I'm from Canada. I have a Tim Hortons coffee right now. Thanks. Oh, I don't know what Tim Hortons coffee is, but coffee sounds delicious. Gender doesn't matter, dear. I'm a nomad in everything. I love it. Thank you, Nomadis. Oh, Denise, thank you. I love it. You guys can, if you could, drop your names in the comment. I'd love to see your names, not only, especially if your tag doesn't have your name in it. Mm, Lovis. No, you didn't miss too much. I did read this wonderful email from Shelley, and I did a little Zoom call with her, and she had signed up for my Life Decluttered guide, and I just wanted to talk through the guide to make sure it was clear and helpful. And we talked through some of her decluttering challenges. And so I guess a big one for her was really more dealing with the sentimental items, which I think really at our stage of life, if you're 50 and beyond, I imagine that a lot of our decluttering has been done. And what's left is the really sentimental items. And, over the years, we collect a lot of them. So to me, that really is a challenge. And my philosophy about decluttering really is that we don't need to declutter so fast. We don't need to get rid of everything so quickly. We can take our time with it, So I think that's really important, especially because we are really left with a lot of sentimental items. So we want to be careful with what we decide to let go of. And, I have some sort of little strategies on how to deal with that. So that's one thing I talked with Shelley about. Oh, hi, Hannah. I know. I miss going to show and tell too. I belong to a mentor group for my thrifting business, and wonderful, awesome people. A lot of people there are my friends, and I hope will be my friends, long after I stop doing my thrifting business. And I don't do the show and tells as much because I've really slowed down on my thrifting business. And so, I'm trying to live a more balanced life, as far as work life is concerned. And, it's tough for me because for so many years, I've been conditioned to hustle and grind and, strive for more, especially when it comes to making money and growing my business or moving up the career ladder, right? And oh, Alessandra, thank you so much. Oh, from Paris. Thank you for being here. Oh, yes. Thank you. Oh. Okay, sorry. I'm going to get totally distracted by the chat because I feel really compelled. I really do want to say hi to everybody. I do want to read your comments as well. Oh, thank you, Nomadis. Thank you for a cup of coffee. I appreciate you. So where was I? Yeah. So anyways, I think part of me slowing down, deciding that I can't do it all. And that came from a year ago when my first grandbaby was born, Malia. And I decided that I would babysit her part-time 2 days a week, and along with her other grandparents. And it's been great. I'm happy that I did this. And I think what I had to do is I had to really realize that, for one thing, life is short. I had to really look at my finances and see, can I do this? And also I had to look at myself and say, as far as monetary concerns, what am I striving for? Am I really striving? Am I going to ever make the big bucks? Am I ever going to, grow my businesses to the point where when I was an art director and I was laid off in 2020, I was making a six-figure salary. So I was making way more than what I thought I'd ever make. And I just knew that starting my business, I would never be to that point. But I thought, oh, but I'm going to have a more flexible schedule and everything. And in the end, I didn't have a more flexible schedule really because I was spending all my time pouring into my businesses. And then, baby Malia came along and I realized that I needed to have more time to spend on things that were my ikigai, which is my purpose. And this all kind of came at once, like really figuring out what true ikigai means from a Okinawan perspective. It really means just doing what you love and doing the things that you do every day or very often. It doesn't include how you make money or what you're great at doing or what the world really needs. It just, so that's more the Western thought of ikigai. And the Okinawans practice this very simplified purpose or ikigai. So after I kind of discovered that too, it really made sense for me to slow down and focus on a couple of key things. And, one is making space to be able to babysit Malia part-time and enjoy the time with friends and family. And two, take care of my health, because when I'm in hustle and grind mode, I don't take care of myself, and I don't know about you guys. I don't know how many of you guys are, 60. When I turned 60, I noticed my physical body changed a lot, and I started coming up with a lot more, I don't know, physical challenges, so this was really great timing for me to start focusing on my health. And so that happened as well. But the other thing that happened was, I slowed down with my YouTube schedule. Like, instead of posting a video every week, I do it every other week. And with my thrifting business, I slowed it way, way down. Like, I haven't gone thrifting in over a month, which is a long time for me. And I haven't posted a new listings for a few weeks. So it's changed a lot for me. But what I decided, rather than focusing on monetary gains, I would focus on continuing to feed my creativity. And that actually does include my YouTube channel. And so I'm looking for ways to keep being creative, because I love making videos. I love building this community, which is awesome. It's really good for my heart. And I think some of the struggles and things that I go through, you guys can relate, or some of you can relate. And others might just find it, interesting or entertaining, which is great. I'm happy to have this community, and everybody has their own agenda or starting point. Some of us are looking to, start over. We've had some really big struggles in our lives. I know I've had many, many struggles. And I would say that this point of my life is the most serene and calm and inwardly focused for me. And so that's a perfect time for me to start to think about retirement and what that means. But yet I'm not ready to give up my creativity, if that makes sense. I don't know. I think I'm really going off topic right now. Oh, let me just check the chat. Oh, Raquel, thank you. Thumbs up to you guys. Thumbs up to you guys. Oh, howdy, Tessa Jetta. Love that. Yes, Nomadis, I'm still going to hip hop class. I haven't since I've got this really bad cold, because I don't know, I'm experiencing shortness of breath. And I didn't tell anybody this, but I did go into emergency because I had never experienced shortness of breath and wheezing. Um, and that kind of scared me. So, I talked to the advice nurse and she said, you should come into ER and get yourself checked out. And I ended up just having a regular cold, so nothing like asthma or whatever, but it's just really affecting my upper respiratory system. So anyway, so tea does help, tea and honey and salt. Good morning, beautiful bee love. Thank you for joining. Oh, okay. Wish she had a den nickel. I'm so sorry, I'm butchering your handle. Oh, thank you. You're over 60. Okay, my body is changing and I need to also focus on my health. Slow down and focus on my creativity now that I'm retired. Yes, definitely. I'm totally with you. I'm not quite retired, but maybe I am because I'm not making that much money. So, but what I think Candace, my friend Candace, had mentioned, she doesn't think of retirement until you collect Social Security. So I kind of like that definition, um, because when you here in United States, the earliest you can collect Social Security is age 62, and I'm turning 62 next year. So this is really a topic that's really kind of bugging me. Um, and I think I would get full benefits if I waited until I was 67. And so that's why I think I'm in semi-retirement, because I haven't decided to take it yet. Oh, urban wildflower journey. Oh, hello from Massachusetts. Hi there. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, your video explaining Ikigai helped me to release some old energy that I held on to. Yes, I'm still hanging on to some of that old energy, too. I turned 58 this month and have been semi-retired since 2020. Well, that's great. I know exactly what you're talking about. I mean, part of it is wonderful. Part of it is disorienting, right? Being semi-retired, kind of being in this transition point and not knowing where to put our energy to. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Wish he had a nickel. Oh, wish I had a nickel. Sorry about that. Um, so wish I had a nickel. I'm not collecting SS until 70. One more year holding up. Oh, very good. So yes. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I was forced to retire early due to Doge. I'm so sorry about that. But yes, living cheaply. I think a lot of us are, you know, being frugal right now. And maybe because we are from an older generation, maybe we have an easier time being frugal than maybe some of the younger generations, I think. Okay. Oh, Jingji, same here. I was going to do 62, but thinking now that wait till 67, stressful to think about retiring. Yes, it is. It totally is. Oh, yes, my birthday is August 14th. So I do have like 9 months to go. Nomadis. Oh, yeah. Okay. My retirement season. This is so helpful for me now. I retired at 56 from my long federal career earlier this year, but I'm not done. Just not sure what I really want to do. Thank you so much for the Ikigai video. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us here. Yeah, I think this is a tough one, retire, when to retire. It's a big, I think it's a big life question that doesn't only pertain to whether or not you get Social Security. I think it pertains to many different ages. It's the bigger question is security versus your purpose, maybe, or possibilities. And once you start collecting, let's say, Social Security, once you have that job that you feel like you're forced to take just because you need to make the money, but you don't really want to do it. Once you know, decide doing what you love to go back to school, because you think that you have to earn a more higher degree, you're forced to sort of let go of some of those possibilities, of doing maybe things that you really want to do. I don't know. I think it's a bigger universal sort of struggle in a way. Uh, oh my gosh. Yes. We're faced with so many big decisions at this stage of life, like um is it demystify? I think you might have mentioned your name. I'm sorry, I already forgot. I'm forgetting a lot more lately. She uh, just sold the condo in order to take over my mother's home. A big decision, and physically, emotionally, spiritually demanding. Yeah, I can totally see that. That is a very big decision. Oh, Allison, your son and I have the same birthday. Oh, he's 8. We're both Leos, the lion. Oh, Callie. Yes, almost the same birthday. Fellow Leo. Oh my gosh, so many awesome. This is all. Let me check the time. Okay. Yeah, we're in half an hour, guys. That went super fast. I think maybe we can go a little longer. I hope you guys can stay with me and, keep enjoying your beverage. Okay, there's an user JP5XI4UE6G. Hi, new subscriber. Your Ikigai video made so much sense. I've been struggling with my purpose, which I tied to career since I was a child. Rethinking things now. Yeah, me too. I had a viral video come out. I guess it was about a year ago, maybe a little longer than a year. And that's when I talked about, that I needed to start over. And I talked about the Ikigai diagram, the Western version, the one with the 4 circles. And it's a lot more based on you find your purpose when you find the perfect job that kind of hits all the boxes. And so from that point, I was struggling with things because I thought, well, maybe then I got to work really harder work much harder at my thrifting business, my YouTube channel, those things, so that I could achieve my ikigai. And is this the right path for me? And I struggled with that. I kept questioning things, And then just really recently, like after Malia was born, I made the transition, I made changes. I started noticing that there was other philosophy of ikigai, the more traditional ikigai explanation of just the two circles of, doing what you love and doing things that you do all the time or every day or, weekly. So to me, when I saw that and I sort of researched more about Okinawan culture and, the fact that they're one of the blue zone cultures that lives a really long time, I realized that I was doing ikigai wrong. And I started to really think about my life in a different way. And I realized, making this shift to have work-life balance, making the emphasis less on about making money or how prosperous I become is important. Shift for me at this stage of my life. And not to say that your career cannot be your ikigai. It can absolutely be your ikigai, And if it is, I think you're one of the lucky ones, And also, I also don't want to discount the fact that we do need to make money in order to survive. And I think a lot of us who are older and at this stage of life, when we are faced with, how much money do we have in our retirement fund? And that's not enough. So we still got to work. I think a lot of us are faced with that. And, it's difficult. So, but I think looking at ikigai in a different way, whereas you can have your job, it doesn't have to be your main purpose in life. Your main purpose could be the things that you love that you do all the time. And they can be small, simple things, but it doesn't mean that it's meaningless. It actually means a lot. So anyways, let me see what's going on here. Oh, Barb, thank you for joining. Oh, yay. I'm so glad you enjoyed the Ikigai video. I'm planning on making like a series kind of based off of the Ikigai idea or finding your purpose. So please stay tuned. And the way I post my long videos is every other week. And I'm sorry, I got a cough right now. Oh, sorry about that. Let me take a sip. But yes, I'm so glad, Barb, you enjoyed the video. Oh, that's so great. Allison, he's a fireball. Yes, Leos are often very fiery. Oh, thank you. Wish I had a nickel. Ah, Maria has hot cocoa. That sounds awesome. I would drink hot cocoa if I weren't so stuffed up. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to read this. My Mima and Legoka. I'm so sorry. I tried to read your handle. Hi from San Diego. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us and thanks for watching the videos. I was just in San Diego. San Diego's beautiful. That's where Malia's other grandparents are from, and they live there. And they threw Malia, my granddaughter, a huge party It was a lot of fun. So I went along and, went to the party. Malia was very, very sick. And I'm pretty sure I got this from her. But poor little girl, she was sick on her birthday. So that was too bad. But she, she's a trooper, and she made it through. And the grandparents were so gracious. What else can you do but smile and just continue with this huge party? Oh, Hannah, thank you for watching the video. I really appreciate you. And thanks for being here. Edward. Hi, Edward. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Oh, I'm so glad. Yeah, thank you everybody for watching the videos. That means a lot to me. I do want to provide value. I want to be helpful in what I present. And, that's first and foremost. And secondly, the videos feed my creative soul. So I'm not I'm not really an outgoing person. I love people, but I'm an introvert. So after I'm with people, I'm tired, if that makes sense. So I love being with people, and I give it my all, and then I have to go and lay down. And so anyways. Oh, you didn't get here too late. Lamona, hi. Oh, I love seeing you guys. Oh, thank you. Edward, Lamona. It's so nice to see all these names, see you guys. I kind of want to make a quick shout out to Elsie. Elsie had subscribed to my newsletter and the Life Decluttered guide, and she reached out by email, and she actually sent me a photo of her and her extended family. She's from Malaysia. Elsie, I don't know if you're out there, but if you are, thank you so much for doing that. I very rarely get to see your faces. And I love reading your comments. Don't get me wrong. But when I see your faces, I'm like, it really does. I can visualize you, like with Elsie and Shelly, and also Andrea. I also want to mention Andrea, because Andrea, I don't know if you're out there. I don't know if you are, but Andrea is another person I talked to on Zoom, and she actually agreed to me filming, us doing some Zoom sessions together. She would like to declutter and organize her craft room, which is actually her dining room. And so I'm excited. I'm excited to do this with her. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think it'll be a challenge. And I'll be filming it. So, hopefully you guys enjoy it. We'll see. The quality is not going to be great because, a lot of it's going to be Zoom call, but hopefully it'll be helpful for those of you who are still on the fence about maybe decluttering a certain room. That's kind of like a challenge, and maybe it'll help give you a starting point. So that's to come. And yeah, Andrea, thanks so much. And I'm looking forward to that. Oh, wow. We have 53 people on our call, or on our live. I'm sorry. Oh, Angie, starting over at 60. Oh, yeah. Okay. Starting over at 60 after losing 30 plus years of what I thought I was building. So happy to have found your channel. I believe there are many of us out there, and we need each other and community. I totally agree. Yes. And starting over is reinventing ourselves. I think we we all do this every once in a while. Sometimes we have to do it. Sometimes we just want to do it, right? So, no, it's so great to hear from you, Angie, and thank you for joining the live. And I really appreciate you watching all the videos. Starry Blue Waves, hi from Burlingame. Hi, thank you so much for joining. 2 steps away. Oh, hey, New Jersey. I'm out here in California, Northern California, Oakland to be exact. Yes. Okay, Urban Wildflower Journey asked, when you started YouTube, was it difficult to pick a niche? I too am an introvert. Yes. And being on camera holds me back from filming. Yes. It wasn't difficult to pick a niche. I think, I had been laid off in 2020. I've actually been laid off twice in my lifetime, but the last one was in 2020. And that's when I decided to start my thrifting business. Excuse me, I'm going to cough a little bit. So sorry. And so I had my thrifting business. I was watching a lot of YouTube channels and videos about, how to ramp up and, start my business. And so I saw so many different resellers and thrifters and things. And so I decided I'm going to share my journey on YouTube. And maybe it would be interesting to see a newbie person and just share the journey. And hopefully I improve over time. So that's how I started. And I was more awkward than I am now. Let me just say that. It was really hard. And talking in front of the camera was hard. But the more I did it, the more at ease I became. And like even now, I'm actually not really nervous right now. I was very nervous before I started this live, but I would say just go ahead and do it, and just know that the first few videos you're going to be a little shy, a little awkward, and that's okay. And some point I think there is a certain amount of authenticity which is very beloved on YouTube, I think. And that's one of the beauties. That's a beauty of YouTube. It's just regular people, it's just us. And we're all out here doing our thing. And we're connecting with other regular people. And we find things that we have similarities to. And we connect. And we can build a community of, I don't know, like-minded people, or, somehow we have an interest. So I think you should go for it, and just try it and do it. YouTube's not easy. I mean, I think some people say it's easy. One of the reasons why I held off on doing YouTube is I watched a YouTuber say, oh, if you don't have an outgoing personality like I do, then maybe starting a YouTube channel is not the best idea for you. Maybe you should just do a blog or something and do writing, and this and that. And I listened to her. I thought, oh yeah, I don't have that outgoing personality. And I really held back for a long time. And I would say a long time because my profession for many, many years was actually being a graphic designer. And even when I went to art school, one of my favorite teachers said, if you want to make a whole lot of money, don't choose graphic design as your profession, because it's not about making a whole lot of money. It's about doing what you love doing. So if you love graphic design, then this is the field for you. And I've always had that mentality of, even when I was very young, 18, whatever, doing what I love was more important, not making money. And maybe that's a little silly, but I've been lucky that I was able to make enough money to have some savings, some retirement fund. Very, very fortunate. And that doesn't happen for all of us. And, there's a lot of starving artists out there, right? Musicians, writers, painters. And, they're doing what they love, but, it's a struggle to do that. And, maybe you have to balance it with doing something that you don't really love, to make money so that you can continue doing what you love. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but yeah. Uh, Two steps away. Oh, Jessica. Hi, Jessica. Oh, Creo the Traveler. Hello. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate you. Thank you. This is a thrifted sweater, and I think it's just fun and cheery. Thank you, though. Oh, okay. So Jessica says, taking care of Taylor was my purpose in life, but Ikigai has shown me that our purpose can shift throughout life, and I'm ready to find out what that purpose is. That's awesome. Stay open and notice. You notice your purpose, and oftentimes it's just there already. You don't have to find it. You don't have to force it. Okay. Yeah. Two steps away. Yeah, my background is graphic design. Oh, you're a freelance graphic designer. Cool. Yes. I don't know. I think my philosophy, I think, in life is, do what you love, and not really worry too much about money. That's just me. But and sometimes, I've been scared to do things like even this live. I've been scared for a long time. But once I decided to start sending out a monthly newsletter, all of a sudden I said, I can do this live now because I have the newsletter to actually have a topic, and it comes out monthly. So I can do a monthly live, and that's a perfect way for me to check in with my community, check in with my friends. And I'm having a great time right now. I hope you guys are too. I hope this is entertaining, interesting at least. Oh, yes. Oh, definitely. You're welcome. Oh, thank you. Oh, my Mima and Diego. Oh, I see. Okay. My Mima and Diego, California, I'm guessing. How to move on after a loss of a relationship. Yeah, that's a great topic. I'm going to write that one down. I'm sorry. I think that one might be a really good topic for a video. Oh, yes. Starry Blue Waves. I love hip hop dancing. I'm not great at it, but the music moves me and I enjoy it. I actually, when I was younger, like when I was in high school, I took like a dance class and I really loved it. I think in my 20s, I took another dance class. And then I stepped away from it for a really long time. I had kids, and all that, and just stopped doing it. But my gym, which is the YMCA, they have a class. So I've been doing that, and it's really, really fun. Oh, awesome. So that's, thank you. 2 steps away. Yes, that bowl is handmade. I think it's made out of mango wood. I got it many, many years ago, probably 20 years ago, at a sort of like a studio open house, like in the area during the holidays. They would have open house studios, and you can just walk to different artists, spaces, and they put things on sale. So I bought that bowl, and I just kept it because I love it. I love the shape of it and the color. Yes. Let's see, how are we doing with time? Oh my gosh, you know what? It's almost been an hour, guys. I've just been having a great time. Oh my gosh. Oh, Candace. Hi, Candace. Good morning. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you're here. But Candace, I hope you were able to be here for a little while because I got to go. I actually have to go to my taiko drumming class. And I thought this, Sunday morning was a perfect time to do a live. This is normally the time that I send out my long videos. And so I just wanted to chat. If you're interested in receiving my free monthly newsletter, I think in the description as well as the pinned chat, you can go ahead and click on that and you'll receive it. You'll also receive a Life Decluttered guide, which is like a 2-page little guide, and hopefully that helps with decluttering. And one last thing I wanted to mention. So, part of me exploring my creativity and things like that, I decided to create a guided journal, and it's called Keepsake Stories. I don't know if you guys can see it. This is actually a proof. So this thing here says not for sale. It's my proof to see how this guide looks, and it's a guided journal for you to help you memorialize and curate your keepsake collections. And so there's a section where you write about maybe your most beloved keepsakes, and it's guided. So, I prompt with some questions, and that way you can write about it. But I think the really helpful section is for keepsakes that you're ready to let go of, but you still want to remember it. So this is a section where you can write all about that keepsake before you let it go. And so, there's tons of pages, so you can just fill it up. I have like a little, I don't know, I added these illustrations and things, or not illustrations, they're photographs. But this is the section, it's called Cherished Keepsakes. So I struggled through this, but I had a great time because it kind of revisited my graphic design identity. And, anyways, so I'm going to get another proof because I did see a couple of errors, and hopefully I'll have that on sale on KDP or Amazon. So, and, if I do decide to put it on sale, I'll let you guys know. So anyways, yes, thank you so much, guys. Oh my gosh. What type of drumming class? Yeah, it's Japanese drumming, so it's called taiko. And I do show a little bit of me playing taiko with my moai, with my group, my friend group. And it's a lot of fun. And I'm able to get out some frustrations by hitting the drums. So anyways, yes. Anyways, I hope, thank you all so much for joining me in this live. I really appreciate everybody. And I'm going to do another live next month after I put out my newsletter. So until then, you guys take care, be well, enjoy the holiday season as much as you can. Keep finding your ikigai. And I'll talk to you soon. Okay? All right. Take care, everybody. Thanks. Bye-bye. Yeah, have a great day. Have a great Sunday.